Hey everyone, welcome to 20 Sides to Every Story. It's been a few weeks since we played this one. We're coming back with The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. And I'm glad that we've got some friendly people there in the chat. I see Dave is there, I see Dawson. Let us know if the audio is wacky, because this is a weird game, because three of us are actually sitting at the same table together. So we tried to cobble this together. Yeah, you can see that. Oh, that's nice. So let us know if it sounds off, and we can try to rebalance on the fly here. But yeah, so we're 20 Sides to Every Story. If this is your first time stopping in and hanging out with us, we are a gaming community and Twitch channel. We do play quite a few different types of games together, all of the tabletop variety, so mostly D&D, but we do get into some other things here and there. We just played a game called Chew with the creator Pete Petruccia, and some of the narrative, more storytelling games. We played Dungeon Crawl Classics before, so you name it. And if you're watching, we'd love to have you come and join and be a part of our community. So I'm going to throw the link to the Discord chat here in the Twitch chat, or if you're watching on YouTube, just check the description of the video and I'll have the link there too. So if you're looking for people to play games with or hang out with and talk about tabletop role-playing games and such, good place to come hang out. Very active group. In fact, so active that many of us are meeting up for the first time here at GameholeCon in Madison, Wisconsin, which is a big gaming convention that I always enjoy going to, and so it's kind of fun that we've got so many 20 Sides people kind of meeting up. That's why Isaac and Jenna are here for the first time. But many of us meet. Even Kim and I met at GaryCon, so we're a bunch of convention goers too. So if you want to come and meet people that go to conventions together, it's a good group to join up that way too. Yeah, so without further ado, we'll get started. Kind of last where we left off in this campaign. The 5 characters here all have something in common. They all have lost something that was very important to them, and they did so 8 years ago, the last time that the Witchlight Carnival was in town near Waterdeep, and they all kind of separately lost this thing 8 years ago. And the carnival only comes around. It's sort of a plains traveling carnival, so it kind of, but it's very timely. It's very much it's literally every 8 years, and people can track this back, that for hundreds and hundreds of years that it has been that way, that every 8 years it shows up on schedule. So the 5 characters over time in the past 8 years have sort of come together, and either by means of becoming friends or just sort of a loose acquaintances with one another. That's sort of how this whole thing kicked off, as they were standing in line trying to get a ticket to enter the Witchlight Carnival. Turned out they didn't even need to purchase a ticket, because there was a set of tickets with their names on it waiting for them at the ticket booth. So even further kind of adding some amount of mystery to, is it fate that has brought them together to go in search of these items, or what is it? What is the larger puppet strings that might be kind of guiding you towards what quest? I don't know that you know it quite yet. But you first went to the logical place of trying to find your stuff at the missing items tent. Met a displacer beast named Durlagan, I want to say.
Yeah.
I might be butchering that name, but
Durlagron.
yeah. Quickly realized your stuff wasn't there, and you kind of have been exploring and enjoying the carnival. There's lots of games to be played, lots of music in the air. There has been and Ed is redeeming buy everyone a reroll, so you can all kind of log that for yourself. Ooh, I've got a reroll too. Yeah, I need to do something to get this up on the overlay to track this and whatnot, but I'm just going to ask you all kind of track individually. You've all got one individually that you can use for yourself. It's a little bit different than we do with most of the streams, but That's how. Someday I'll get up. I keep saying that every week. I'll do that. I'll get that figured out. Thanks, Corey and Ed, both for the DM rerolls as well. Thank you. Honestly, I haven't needed to use them because they've been perfectly fine botching their own rolls, which accounts for the state of affairs here. When you first got to the carnival, things were looking great, bright, vibrant colors all around on the canopies of the tents. The grass was real verdant green. The food smelled really delicious. The music was crisp and fine. And now there's been some things that have happened that have sort of apparently soured the mood of the carnival. There was a boy that got on a dragonfly, like a giant dragonfly, and had a little bit of a tumble, and that made things seem like they got a little sad after that. You had to listen to the sad story of the displacer beast, like lost her kid a number of years ago. That was pretty sad. What else? Oh, there was the whole kerfuffle with apparently there was this like romance between Palasha, the mermaid, and what appeared to be to you all a mime named Candlefoot. Apparently, these two star-crossed lovers had a thing, and Candlefoot went around the carnival and was like making a big to-do that he was going to propose to Palasha, yada yada yada. Big public display. The day comes and he's got speechless. He gets down on one knee and he's not able to like to say the words, "I love you, will you marry me, will you take my hand in holy matrimony," or whatnot. And you've realized the reason is because this kettle steam, the Kenku, literally robbed him of his voice, like has stolen his voice, and been using it to cause mischief, not only to just kind of talk, but taunt Palasha from the background and tell her that her music sucks and she sucks and she should feel bad for sucking so bad. And yeah, that hasn't been a happy thing either. But at this point, you've all caught Kettle Steam and kind of, I don't know that you've talked to him in depth. I think you were also angry at him, that you were just kind of wanting to set things right. But basically, he was trying to tell you all that he is a warlock and that his patron is Zybilna, a fey queen from a realm called Prismier. And he's apparently lost his connection with her and is fearful of what might have become of her. And he's been trying to get Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, the purveyors of the carnival, to do something about it or give him some information, because he knows that Zybilna has a relationship with them. And furthermore, he's actually heard a conversation between Mr. Witch and Mr. Light that sort of implicates that there might be some shady business happening, that they might know more than they've been letting on about what might be happening to Kettlesteam's patron, this Fey Queen. So you all went and tried to talk to Mr. Witch about that. I mean, you're trying to find your stuff is really what you care about, and he sort of brushed you off and said, things go missing. They go missing all the time. You asked him some questions. I don't know if you directly asked him about what Kettlesteam knows. I think you did. I think you said something pretty direct, and he was like, in a very polite but stern way, kind of said, "GTFO." I'm not talking to you guys anymore. Goodbye. And he kind of pushed you out, and had Thaco. Let's throw up a picture of Thaco here.
Yes, please.
If ever there was a clown that just looked like they smoked probably like 2 packs of cigarettes a day, this is that clown. I think I don't know how he keeps his job going. But yeah, he's kind of a frumpy looking clown in this really, I don't know, he doesn't bring a lot of cheer himself, so maybe he's bringing things down just his existence. But he's sort of in charge of. He was gonna he was gonna escort Kettlesteam out from now that he's been caught. I want to kick him out of the carnival because he's been causing all sorts of mischief, really for the express purpose of trying to get a meeting with Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, and that hasn't really panned out for him. So now he's caught. You've kind of helped to catch him, and now Thaco's supposed to be escorting him out. You all convinced Thaco that you need Kettlesteam just for a little bit longer because Kettlesteam's sort of the key to maybe convincing Palasha that it wasn't really Candlefoot that was saying all those mean things to her, and that it's all Kettlesteam's fault. Trying to set that right. The other part that I remember from what you were doing, I think you were all headed basically to the big top because while you talked to Mr. Witch, who seems like a strong box of information, he's not going to tell you anything. Mr. Light, in Kettlesteam's mimicry of the conversation between the two of them, seemed like the one that, between the two owners of the carnival, the one that maybe was a little bit more worried about this pact that apparently they made with something called the why am I blanking? The Coven.
Hourglass
The
Coven.
Hourglass Coven, thank you. So you're kind of hoping that maybe he's got a little bit more incentive to share some information with you. So that's where you were headed. But before we dig in here, why don't we have all of our characters introduce one another? It's been a few weeks since we played, so even for ourselves, this might be kind of a good refresher. So I think I'm going to go opposite. I always start with Shion because you're right next to my video. So I'm going to give you a reprieve. You get to go last this time. We'll start actually with Jenna with Lim Green.
All right. Well, I play Lim Green. She is a hexblood wizard. Kind of a in a nutshell, she basically looks like a tiefling. Oh, is it hard to hear me? Let's see.
Your levels are just a little low, yeah.
A little low. Okay. She basically looks like a tiefling with some mushroom growing out of a broken horn. Lots of kind of haggy, outgrown, wild hair that covers most of her face at all times. And the thing that she went to the carnival for, because she lost it, was this creepy doll made of hair. And she noticed that after she lost this doll, that she went from being of normal adult height to 2 feet tall. And so she's like, should get that figured out, because I need that doll and I want to stop using a stool to reach everything. So she has multiple reasons.
It's inconvenient.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We'll move next then to Arlo, Joe's character.
Okay, so Arlo is a Harengen, which is a rabbit person who used to work at the Witchlight Carnival as a carnival hand. The last time it was here outside of Waterdeep, he left the carnival and then could not find his way back, and so the carnival left and he was stuck outside of the city, and so he joined a monastery there, did some charitable work and things like that inside of the city, and then the thing that he lost that he's coming back to the carnival for is a tiny little dustwood coffin that contains the remains of his adopted son, who died in an unfortunate carnival accident many years ago. But ever since losing that, he really hasn't had a very good sense of direction or it just wants to find that to finally feel fulfilled with his life now that he's found his purpose at a monastery. Wants to find that stuff to just bring everything full circle and kind of feel fulfilled again.
Awesome. Next up we've got Maple, Chris's character.
I'm gonna need him every time I hear Arlo's story. I need a minute. That is the coffin of his story. All right. So Maple's a fairy barbarian, and she spent after she lost her way in the wild last time. She spent the last 8 years in the prime material. So she's not your typical fairy. She's not as bright or sunny, cheerful. She's got like an earth tone look to her, and she actually has hawk wings instead of insectile wings. And besides her friends here, she really doesn't meet a lot of people in those 8 years. So she's a little sad there. um her last memory in the carnival was she was spending time with her brother, and he saw something important to him. He wanted to be a wizard, and he made the impulse decision to run off and do that. And just before he left, he gave her a pendant, and that pendant is the same item that she's now looking for because she was separated from it very quickly after that. So she mentions she's looking for this pendant, but deep down she really wants some connection with her brother again. As a barbarian, she does get emotional and rage, but it's usually a happy, joyful rage. Finally, emotions and happiness burst out of her, and she goes crazy with that, which I'm looking forward to explore here. And that's Maple.
All right. I think next we'll go to Isaac, playing Vish.
Hello, I'm Isaac. I'm playing Vish. Vish is a Trident artificer. She went to the carnival, years back with her grandpa. Grandpa entrusted her with his tinker tools, and somehow she lost them there. She was supposed to live up. Her grandpa, talked her up, and at the time she felt too that she was going to be destined for something great. This great inventor, and it never happened. She seemed to soon after the carnival, not only did she lose her tools, but her she's kind of lost her spark. Her grandpa passed away, and she kind of lost her creativity in general. She can't put a specific detail on it, but just the fact she just doesn't have the drive or whatnot to be as creative and stand out. And since then, she's kind of dead end job, but she always thought that if she could get these tools back, that she would have a chance. That's would bring that spark back into her life. And I don't know, maybe you might have seen them. They're these little tools. They have three. They're these little tools. They're 3 pink little ribbons on it and 7 purple ribbons, and one is shaped like a zebra, and it's not a zebra though. It's a grain. It is actually a horse. And then there's another one it's a gnome, but it has a beard, so I always thought it was a dwarf. But gnomes aren't as tall as dwarves, so obviously, and it doesn't work out when it's in that certain way. So I don't know. Maybe have you seen it?
And at this point, there's never anyone there at this point in the story, and they've already walked on. So that's Vish. Yeah, that's been our experience with Vish. And then next up, we've got Kim's character, Shion.
Hi guys, I'm Kim. I'm playing Shion. She's a high elf wizard. She was orphaned at a young age. She isn't sure what happened to her parents, but was later adopted by an older gentleman. We'll call him a mentor for now. She was taken under his wing, was sent to the magic school, and for graduating, she was bestowed upon a really nice ring made of silver and gems. And that is what got lost at the carnival. So she's hoping to find that, but also maybe find out where her mentor is, if he's still around, and what happened to her parents.
Yeah. So all of these missing items, I think literally all of them are attached to some important person from each of your past or upbringing or whatnot. So very important to get these things back. They sort of symbolize those relationships that you had with those important people. Thus far, you've been unsuccessful in finding these things. I don't know if it was the halfling or the gnome, Tumblestrum, that maybe shared with you that those things do still exist, but are in the land of Prismier. And so that's sort of what's been guiding you a bit, is trying to figure out, okay, how do we get into this Prismier? It's this Fey realm, but you don't know a whole lot about it really at this point. And so where we're picking up, it is, of course, twilight out. The lights of the carnival kind of mixed in with maybe a little bit of a fog just from like smoke from different fires and some different fireworks that have been shot off and whatnot. There's sort of this little bit of a haze, I would say, in the glow from the light, from hanging lantern light and such from the carnival. Like I said, the tone and the feel of the carnival is not so cheery as it was when you first entered. There's almost sort of a morose quality to it. Everywhere you just see the kids are not smiling and laughing and playing anymore. They're all kind of frumpy faced or actively crying and throwing temper tantrums. You're traveling. I guess I didn't realize the audience can't see this nice picture of, look at this clown, this nasty looking clown. He's walking and the Thaco is in the back just kind of grumbling the entire time. He's like, frickin' kids. Carnival would be a much better place without them.
Isn't that the whole point of a carnival, though? Is to bring kids to... never mind. You know
The
what
whole
about.
point of the carnival is to put coin in my pocket. It's a job.
Whatever you say.
And he's just...
So we're just gonna go in here. We'll be, yeah. You can just, if you want to wait out here, I think I saw some liquor in a bottle over there.
Oh, where? And for a moment, like, as he's like looking around, Kettle Steam takes an opportunity to kind of squawk. "Rah! You're going in there to talk to Mr. Light about Prismier, right? You gotta find out what's going on in Prismier."
We will, but we also need to tell the prank that you did so that the happiness comes back to the carnival with the mermaid and the thing, But we will talk to Mr. Light. But the way we talk to Mr. Light is by getting the mermaid to sing again.
Okay. Well,
See.
I'm willing to do that if it means getting to the bottom of what's going on. I know that Zybilna, she's in trouble. I told you, I didn't mean to cause any harm to anybody. I was just trying to get their attention.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to get Light's attention or Zybilna's attention?
Well, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, they know something's going on. They made some kind of deal with... Well, I know enough about hags and covens. That's not a good thing. If they've made a pact, I want to know what the details of that are. They're protecting this coven somehow.
Who is
We need to know what
Zybilna?
they know. Zybilna?
Yeah.
She's the ruler of Prismier.
Just where our stuff is.
Oh yeah, we need. Let's fix that.
Mm-hmm.
What? Like, what did she
Sorry.
do? Oh, sorry. I was just gonna ask like what she does, basically, like what she's known for, because Lim hasn't heard of Zybilna before, so she's just like usually a larger being is known for something. Like, what's her shtick?
Well, she is a keeper of many secrets, some that she has passed on to me. My powers come from her. She is powerful. She is a just ruler of her realm. She is known for keeping Prismier together and making sure that the laws and the rules of Prismier are followed.
She's the ruler of the place where my pendant is. I'm on board.
All right, then shall we... Any other questions before we go in? Because... Anybody?
Is it possible to get to the Fey realm from here?
Kettlesteam thinks a moment and says, "I think so. It is rumored that this is this carnival. Somewhere within it is a Fey crossing."
Yeah, we definitely need to find that. And quickly, I think.
Well, maybe Mr. Light will know.
I'll start looking around for the mermaid.
Yeah, good idea. All right.
Last you saw her, she was performing in the big top.
Onward
Big
then.
top?
Because
All right.
she's like in a large. She's in a goldfish bowl, right? She's like not going anywhere.
Kinda, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like,
I think she prefers to call it a mermaid bowl, but you know,
mermaid bowl. Okay.
just teasing.
So
Whatever makes her happy. Yeah.
you all are making your way then to the big top. At this point, you know, the big top extravaganza, which happened at the top of hour 4, has ended. You were there for that. And so, as you make your way through the entrance, you can just see, you know, within the tent, it's just empty. There are some other Witchlight hands that are kind of sweeping up the place or picking up random debris and trash and whatnot. You do see that Mr. Light is kind of standing, maybe like kind of centrally located in like the kind of the, you know, the middle of the tent where like the performances and such would happen, and he's sort of pacing about. And just a description of Mr. Light once again is that he is his face is heavily coated in makeup, white paint, face paint with kind of a clownish kind of feel to it. He's sort of tall, lithe, lanky. He's got pointy ears that sort of suggest he's some sort of an elf, maybe. And he's just got this very kind of flamboyant looking dress, like lots of bright colors, and he wields in his hand a sort of scepter that looks almost like a wind vane. Like you could picture this maybe being like adorning the top of like a really fancy barnyard or something, but it's kind of it's decorated in such a way that it kind of looks like a butterfly. And so he's like kind of he's kind of fidgeting with the scepter a bit as he's pacing about. He seems to be almost like fretting out loud, like he's like, "Okay, just keep calm, Mr. Light. It's not a reflection of you that things are going so terribly tonight. No. We can make this right. We still got 4 hours left. Yes, we'll make it up with the coronation tonight. Absolutely. We will right this ship." And he's just like talking to himself.
Excuse me, Mr. Light.
Yes.
Greetings. I'm Shion. These are my companions. We have some questions for you. Do you have a moment?
Yes, of course I have a moment. How may I assist you? And how are you enjoying the carnival?
Well, we are actually enjoying the carnival, but we understand that it's become melancholy from your associate.
Ooh, and he looks over at Thaco. He's like, "Ooh, Thaco. We've talked about this, yes." And you think Thaco just does his best to like put on a brave face. "Oh, okay. Well, he might not be the best judge of the carnival. There's plenty of good things to see. Have you stopped by?"
Sir, with all due respect, we can see that the carnival is becoming melancholy. It's not nearly as bright as it was when we walked in.
Oh, it's painfully obvious, isn't it?
It's very noticeable.
I think I did okay though. The dirt worked, right?
That was terrible.
What?
Did not help at all.
No. Okay. Sorry. You're right. It sucked.
I liked it. I thought it was cool.
Thank you, Maple.
I like the thing you did with the barking rocks. How you just kept throwing them in the air and just going bark, bark, bark. Or was it quack, quack, quack? I can't remember.
was
It
very
feels like it's
cool.
been a
It
long
was
time.
an
Your
animal
performance
sound.
have some kind of ironic quality I just wasn't understanding.
It's very
Yes,
avant-garde.
This
This is just kind of
ironic.
standard Waterdeep type of performance, some kind of foreign performance.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
Yes. I guess.
you've heard of.
Where's the mermaid?
Anyway,
Yeah,
getting
so.
down to what we
tried.
were coming to talk about.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
We lost some things here, and we understand that they're not here anymore. And we also understand that you may know how to get where they are. Also,
oh, sure.
could
Do
we
you have a
cheer
map?
up the carnival before we depart?
Oh, I'd much rather talk about that than the first thing.
Let's do that first.
Okay, let's talk about the thing I want to talk about. That'd be great. Yes, the cheer.
That's fair.
Well, it's just I'm getting a lot of reports of a lot of bad things happening. Some little boy was injured, and I hear that there was some. Well, I mean, I was here for I was here for
What?
his performance. Not so good. Not so good. We need something big. We need something big and dramatic. Something that'll inspire a lot of joy all at once. Yes?
Yes.
Well, it seems that you're
Do
the
you have any
expert.
ideas?
Well, we actually thought, though, because, like.
no.
Oh, go ahead.
But he said, "Do you have any ideas?" And Maple just goes, "Oh, no, I don't."
Well, we thought, you know, we could start by getting the mermaid back out and singing in a happy way. You know, 'cause
Oh,
she
could
got
you
so
do
sad.
that?
I think so. But then, you know, before we would do that, we would like you to answer maybe a little bit of what Shion was talking about. You know,
The thing I didn't want to talk about. Okay.
the thing you didn't want to talk about, but, you know, maybe we do a little bit of, you know, like you give us a little, we help you a little, you give us a little more, we help you a little more. You tell us how
I
to get
believe
where
the
we
word
want to
you're
go.
looking for is compromise.
Right. Or, you know, quid pro quo.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
that's
That's a
water
good thing, right?
Yes.
water Davian for tit for tat, which
Ar-
is dwarven for you give me something, I give you something back.
Arlo, you can make a persuasion check at advantage.
I don't know why I ever talk to people. I think it's at advantage. You said okay.
Mhm.
Me. Well, you know, 12. I've had worse.
Okay, he says, okay, that could work, but maybe you give a little first. If you
Okay, we
can,
do
if you
the-
can get Palasha to sing, that I very much think that would be worth a few minutes of my time. And you see him like kind of gulp a little bit.
You're not gonna
Okay.
try. You're not gonna try pulling anything fishy on us, are you?
I'm hoping that you'll pull the fishy thing a
Oh,
little
was
bit.
that a
What's that
mermaid
supposed to
song?
mean? Oh.
That was some spot on wordplay. I like that.
You
Let's go
pull
talk
the
to
fishy thing, and then I
mermaid.
will I will talk.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll let's go. We do need the talking crow with us for this as well, just so you know.
Oh, this troublemaker.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we will definitely we'll make things work with the mermaid, and then we'll be back.
Okay, I'll be right here.
So to back up for just a second, during that scene, Maple was almost fixated with this wand that looks like a butterfly. She didn't approach it, but it was obvious, at least to Mr. Light, that he was interested in it. I just wanted to add that to the scene.
Okay. He is kind of gives you kind of a curious look, and he's like, "Oh, is somebody putting her, shall we say, hat in the ring to be crowned the Witchlight monarch for the evening?
Is that what that is?
Oh yes, this is. And he's kind of spinning it around a little bit, admiring it. This fancy device of mine is like a divining rod for happiness and good cheer. And he kind of waves it at you. Ooh, you are full of happiness and good cheer. That's just good.
That's exactly what we need.
And then he kind of like waves it over to Thaco. Ooh.
No,
Oh, no.
Does
I think
Thaco
the
look
two of you are
ticklish?
canceling each other out, unfortunately.
I move away from Thaco a little bit more. Just
Oh, that's good.
So we
Um,
thank you for your time, and we'll be on our way.
oh, of course, of course.
thank you for waving your wand at me, and I float away.
I need that energy. Well back. Okay, so there's not too much more going on in the big top. You probably see Burley. Burley's like moving boxes and crates and stuff around. He probably gives a nod over to Arlo. Hey, Arlo! How are you doing there, bud? And he keeps
Not so
working.
bad there, bud.
He's the big bugbear. He's moving stuff around.
This is the same bugbear I threw around a minute ago.
Yeah, yep. He was
So
a
I'm
part
like-
of your act.
I just realized, do we know where to find the mermaid? Because I don't think we didn't see her in the big top. Was she moved back to
Yeah,
her?
you don't see her there.
Okay.
Yes, ask Burley.
Okay.
Maybe he knows.
Yeah, do you know where, what was the name again?
Palasha?
Yeah.
Palasha.
Palasha is?
He says, "Oh, yeah, Palasha. Head up to the northern side. She's probably at her pond right now. She's probably taking a little relax over at Silver Song Lake."
Okay, let's do that.
And you can see, like, as you're kind of like maybe moving out of the tent, like Thaco and Burley just kind of like lock eyes, and they do kind of like this, who's gonna flinch first kind of thing. And at some point Thaco says, who's got time for you? And Burley's just like, that guy is such a buzzkill. Hey, right, Arlo, you're hanging out with Thaco? Oh,
Well, not intentionally. He's like,
We're borrowing him.
yeah, it's not even Thaco we really want with us. It's more this guy here, but Thaco has to like keep an eye on him because Mr. Witch said to throw him out eventually.
just keep your distance from him. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
what he puts down, it don't stay down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Watch your clothes.
This
Okay.
is gonna look. You feeling okay, Daco?
I'm fine. No, I don't feel okay. That's normal.
Then you're
Lynn's,
okay.
Lynn's taking a few steps back. Like,
My
Already green
conscious
enough.
5 feet away from Thaco becomes 8 feet away.
Yeah.
So I float a little higher and a little more to the right.
Not a bad plan.
I mean, he's got a little bit of a stench or an odor to him too. So like, there's multiple reasons to keep away from Thaco. Poor Kettle Steam.
Well, after her conversation with Mr. Light, she thinks that he's got an aura of depression too. So
Yeah.
nope. It's nope.
Oh, and it should be noted that when we're moving to cheer up the carnival, I actually put my dragon wings on.
Okay, you got your wings on.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So, let's see. I'm just gonna put. I'm just gonna use Arlo's token to kind of represent where you all are as a party.
Cool.
So you're moving from the big top, and it's pretty close Silver Song Lake, and you kind of make your way there. There is there's a dock there, and there's a arched sign that says Gondola Swans, I think, and that's there. You don't see any gondolas like docked there, but there's definitely some out in the lake that are kind of they all look like these very large like swan like boats that are floating around, and there's people in them. Like, people are enjoying you see a lot of couples together, just enjoying like kind of little romantic little um, boat ride around the lake. In the middle of the lake, there is a giant bowl that looks very familiar to you. And within the bowl is a sobbing mermaid.
Oh.
I'm so sad. They just dropped her off back over here. No one's even over here trying to console her.
Oh.
Let's go fix this.
Yeah. Ready, kettle
Is
steam.
Is it seem like we can get over there? Or do we need to get like a boat to get over there?
To get over there, yeah, you'd either have to swim out to the bowl. It's kind of like propped up on I don't know, just sort of this little patch of earth that kind of raises up. And so, you could shout at her, but that would be fairly public. Which is probably not what you need right now. As she's already embarrassed, but you could just simply wait for maybe one of the gondolas to make its way. Someone else to be done with their gondola.
Okay, shall we try doing that? Or do we have
Actually,
or do we have ideas on how to create boats out of things? Makeshift boats. I don't. I was just wondering.
I mean, it seems kettle steam seems to be able to do a lot.
Is that?
I could maybe send Teak over, my familiar. Because aren't you able to talk through your familiar
Mm-hmm.
a little bit? Like maybe I can get her to come over here, or is she like kind of? You said she's like
She's
up on in the. She's in the thing, right?
She's in her bowl.
Okay, so
yeah.
she's not actually like in the lake. She's still in the bowl. Okay,
Yeah.
Maple,
never mind.
you could go talk to her and explain the situation.
I could, but don't we all have to go? I mean, I'll head over there and let her know we're coming.
How long does it look like it's going to take for a boat to come our way?
Probably 10 minutes or so.
So we probably could wait.
Yeah,
What do you all think?
that's not too
I
bad.
guess we can wait.
Yeah.
All right, so you wait, 10 minutes or so, and this enormous swan glides over through the water, pulls up to the dock, and there's like a half-elf male and a human male that like step off onto the dock and hold hands and look, like they're enjoying their time, and they walk down the dock and seem to go and rejoin the carnival and whatnot. And then the head of the gondola swan like turns and looks at you all and says, "Oh, hello. It's one ticket to ride."
Lim's
I've got
eyes
a
just get
ticket
really
to
big.
ride.
Hold up my ticket.
Okay.
And it opens its mouth and like kind of validates your ticket and punches a little hole in it. Says, "Jump on in."
She's gonna slowly look back at Thaco and Kettle Steam. And be like, got tickets?
Maple just face palms.
Thago says, I don't need a ticket.
No?
I don't want to get on there."
Oh.
Oh,
Okay, you can stay on this.
Yeah, Thaco can wait here. That's fine.
Kettle Stream, come on. Come on, Kettle Stream.
And so Kettle Steam, surprisingly, does have a ticket.
All right. That's what I was worried about.
Yeah, Kettle Steam is wearing a set of
That's right.
Oh,
That's
wings,
right.
and so legitimately got himself into the carnival, and has a ticket that is like has no punches on it because he hasn't been legitimately doing anything while he's been here, but does have a ticket so he can get on. Yeah, so you all
Yeah.
kind of validate or put the ticket in the goose's or the swan's mouth and get it stamped and load yourselves in. And you make it known to the giant swan gondola thing that you want to go over by Palasha. And as it's kind of taking its time, it kind of meanders out over there, but it kind of like looks up, and it looks up out at Shion, and it says, "Hey, can I ask you a question?"
Yes, of course.
How do I know how do I know that you exist?
Well, I mean, I'm physically here. My companions are physically here. I don't know that we exist outside of here.
Oh, you're physically here. What does that mean?
It means we're present. Where
sort
you
of-
can touch, you can feel, you can smell, you can. We're physical here.
Am I? Do you think
Physically
am I
here.
physical? Do you think I'm physical here?
I don't know. Try to move faster.
Is it working? And it's
No.
Oh no.
Get closer to that place. No.
maybe
no.
if I make like a little noise, like a zoom.
Yeah.
Is it working?
This is some existential swan here.
Better the rhyming.
In a world so full of magic, how come you all don't have a zoom spell? Can you just cast like a zoom spell on me and make me go faster?
What
mean-
makes? I mean, we're not from,
I can't.
your carnival's in a magic area, but
I would be happy to push you.
Oh,
Can I do that?
please.
All right, so I'll fly out from behind the gondola swan, and I'll just. Yeah.
So we give it a little boost and it
Start
starts
flying as I'm.
Oh, is it working?
towards-
Am I zooming?
Yes.
you've zoomed. Yes.
Yes.
Start making noise.
Going a little bit faster, definitely.
Ah! It just starts laughing.
And this is how you know you're alive.
And
Do
here,
you feel it?
And here,
Yes,
Does
you're
that make you
present, you're
happy?
here.
It
You're
does, and you feel something change, just a little bit of a change to the carnival as you've indulged the existential swan.
We did our first good thing.
So yeah,
It feels good.
it was pretty. We'll move it like a half step this way. It's the small things that'll add up. So yeah, it zooms over and you get kind of towards the center of the lake, and that's where Palasha is weeping and sobbing. She's kind of like mumbling to herself and lamenting. Not only does he not love me, but he said I'm ugly and that my songs are bad and I thought he cared about me.
I fold my arms and stare at Kettle Steam.
That was see that things hurt. You think you sometimes you could hurt. There's collateral damage here, Kettle Steam.
Kettle Steam just kind of sighs.
Palasha, may we speak with you for a minute?
And she sort of like pulls herself from the globe and like, her torso moves up such that she's like kind of out of the water for just a moment, and she says, "If you can make it quick, I have a lot of suffering to do."
Well, I
That's rough.
wanted to let you know that there have been some hijinks today, and that Candlefoot was not the one who said those harsh things about you, and nobody
Just trying to
believes
make
those
me feel
things.
better.
No, see, look, so this guy here, Kettle Steam, tell her what you did, please.
Maybe if you
Show her
could,
the doll
maybe if
with
you could
the
show her
voice.
too.
Yeah, because you stole his voice as well, remember?
I pushed his shoulder.
"Hello, darling. It is me, Candlefoot." And she, "What? How could this be? I used this doll to grab her voice. his voice, and I'm the one that said all those nasty things to you. I'm sorry. I'm heartbroken myself. I lost my patron, and that nasty Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, they know something about it. I was just trying to get their attention. I didn't mean to hurt you. I apologize. And you can see she kind of looks like a little bit confused, and she says, so like Candlefoot can't talk? Is that what you're saying?
Yep, he has stolen his voice. So that is why poor Candlefoot got cold feet or whatever. You know, the cat
there was
bit
never
his tongue.
cold feet. He couldn't talk. He got no.
The feet were very
voice.
warm. They were so warm.
So he does care about me. He does love me. My performance
so.
is good.
Your performance is definitely good. I can't
He loves
speak
you.
for, I don't want
He loves
to
me.
commit to you for
Many
someone
people were
else.
very sad when you stopped singing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was lovely.
If
And
you would,
she looks at Kettle Seam. You should be ashamed of yourself, you bird brain.
he is very ashamed.
What a
If you
Yeah.
He's-
could grace us all with your voice again,
I'm
it
gonna
could bring.
I'm gonna put my hand on Kittle's. But he did the right thing, though.
You are on a redemption arc, my friend.
Things are getting happier.
I just did what I needed to do. Wouldn't you all do desperate things to get your missing stuff, your tools back, and you won't keep yammering on about? Maybe I should steal your voice.
No need to get angry. We understand, okay? But Palasho, would you be so kind as to come back to the big top and do some more singing to help lighten the mood a little bit today?
Well, this has been quite a bit for me to process, but I will make one more performance here tonight at the coronation of the Witchlight monarch.
Linda's gonna kind of give like a little like yeah. She
what
actually
are the who now?
did enjoy the song.
Because they say art is like a great outlet for emotion and stuff. So you just pour that emotion into you'll do great. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, bye.
And she says, but what are you gonna do about Candlefoot?
Where?
We're gonna get his voice back,
his
right?
voice back.
Kettle steam.
I guess.
You already said yes.
Do you have any last questions for me?
Wait, why
For
would it be
you?
the last question?
If I give
Wait.
him his voice back, I'm not gonna be able to talk.
Oh, well, you can have one of our voices.
You can use my voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, or my voice. You can use my voice. You could, as long as you
fine.
give it back.
What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's wise, guys?
Well, I
Yeah.
just think temporarily it would be good for Candlefoot to have his voice back so that, there's a love being thwarted right now. And
We can't have that.
we don't like that. We need happiness and love and tenderness and caring
And my stuff back. And my stuff back.
and our stuff
Who's-
back.
Maple moves over to Shun, who's been like a mentor to her for the last 8 years, and goes, "You don't think it's a good idea?"
I'm not sure that he'll hold up his end of the bargain, and what do you might end up voiceless? We don't need that.
Okay.
You would do that to us?
Look, it's not so easy to just take your voice. There's a lot that goes into it. It's a whole process.
That was less of an open-ended question, more of a yes or no.
You can have Thaco's voice.
What? He's not there.
Keep a straight face.
Actually, that's a really good idea.
Keep a straight face with the hard part.
Kettle Steve was like, I don't want that voice.
I mean,
Oh,
who would?
what's
It's a
wrong with
trash
that
voice. I think
But,
that
maybe-
voice went bad 15, 20 years
Maybe
ago.
It's a downgrade.
your
Is it
body
better than nothing?
silent.
I don't know. I'd rather not talk nice.
Okay, well, yeah, I think basically we probably have to go see Candlefoot now. So we'll ask questions of you on the way.
Okay. That
What?
And then-
sounds wonderful.
Yes.
And then we
But
can
just
get
remember,
a pad, and we can get a scroll and a thing, so that you can then write things out to us after your voices, if you need to, right? Or is that
I
a
mean,
bad idea?
are you still able to do the mimicry thing? The thing where you repeat? Are you able to do that still? Like if we need you maybe to possibly, do the whole, "Well, I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't know, I need it.
Will you take my voice?
Okay.
That's bad. We
So
should
as
probably
we're
talk to
kinda
Mr.
going-
Light first, so you can ask him questions.
Good idea too.
That sounds good.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what fair friends do. We look out for each other. We don't try to stab each other in the back. We don't threaten each other. When someone's trying to be nice to them, we don't be mean back. It's not nice.
Have you found my grandfather's tools?
Kettles team, be nice.
My voice is just doing it.
he's just like mimicking back like things that you've said just to like irritate you. I'm sorry.
3 have pink ribbons, 7 have purple ribbons.
It's really good.
One of them has zebra
I
shape.
don't think it's been the same tool yet.
But really, it's actually not a zebra. It's just zebra print. It looks like a horse.
So on your way back to the
So you've
big
seen him.
top, like that's like most of what fills the time is him just like describing different tools that he's heard Vish talk about.
Can I push the swan back?
Yeah. So you take the gondola back and you head back to the big top,
Yay.
having gotten this commitment from Palasha that she'll perform for the last big event of the night. Yeah, so you arrive back. I think the state of affairs back in the big top is much like it was before. Just a lot of kind of cleaning up, and maybe at this point it's progressed to more setting up and kind of resetting the bleachers and the seating and whatnot.
Is he still hanging around there?
Yeah, and Mr. Light is here. It seems he's moved maybe beyond fretting, and he's taking more of a director kind of role where he's like, oh yes, we need to get some more flourish over here. We need a lot of like garland and flowers and such, and maybe some backdrops, some kind of royal feeling things. Yes, people, come on. He's just,
That sounds lovely, Mr. Light.
oh, when you've arrived back, how did things go with Palasha? Have you mended her broken heart? Have you gotten her to sing? Is she going to sing again?
Yes, she said she will sing tonight for the grand thingy-mabobber.
Oh, splendid! This is wonderful. This is very, very good news. Her act is really the crowning jewel of the entire coronation. Her song is really what what creates that bit of levity that you need at the end of the night to kind of wrap things up. And she's able to perform a song that really like lets people know, okay, it's time to go. It's time to get moving. You gotta go somewhere else. You can't stay here. It's time to have a good night. Good night to everybody. You know the type. You know the type of song.
Yes, I'm familiar.
So, thank you and thank you.
Kettles- Yeah,
Oh.
so Shion and Kettle Steam had some questions for you.
Yes, the talking.
Excellent. So we upheld our end of the bargain. Now, will you uphold yours?
I will. You're missing things. I do not precisely know where they are.
We do
Oh,
know, but we need to know how to get
Okay. Well,
I
we already
maybe
know
have a
that they
heart-
are.
Oh, you know so much. Okay.
But how
Oh.
do we get to Prismier?
How do you get to Prismier?
We understand there's a crossing somewhere in the carnival.
Okay. Yes. Who's saying that?
Wow.
Well, it doesn't matter,
I mean-
but
Oh.
where might we find said crossing?
I could show you to where it is. but cheer is not quite there yet. I don't even. It might not even work. It's so not cheerful around here.
Fair enough. So if we do more cheer,
Then
you will show us where the crossing is.
yes, I
but
think so.
Still, based on what we already did, Kettle Steam here has some questions for you as well.
Who are the Hourglass Coven? Who are the Hourglass Coven? Who are the Hourglass Coven?
Hey,
You just like
I didn't even say that yet.
Gotta give you credit for that.
Mr. Light is kind of taken aback a little bit. I'm sorry. Where did you hear that? And then Kettle Steam just kind of replays back that conversation of Mr. Witch and Mr. Light back to him, and he says, "Oh dear. Well, they are some very nasty customers. You don't want to get tangled up with them, I assure you." And Kettlesteam says, What do you know about what's happening in Prismier? What do you know about what's happening to Zbilna?" And again he says, "Well, my feathered friend, I don't precisely know. But I can tell you this. I think she is in some degree of trouble. Trapped. Being held prisoner, perhaps. These three hags that make up the Hourglass Coven, they have divided up her realm and are ruling it amongst the three of them. Oh, it was once a beautiful land, a beautiful plain. But their influences of the Feywild are not unlike those here in the carnival. You see, emotion drives much of how it manifests. A single tear, a bit of sadness, a heartache can transform the foliage. It can transform the denizens. It can transform in shape all the world around you. Such it is since the hags have taken over Prismier. The world of Prismier it's just not quite the same. I think if Zbilna was still of her own free will, certainly she would not allow this to happen to her home. And Kettlesteam is just kind of nodding along. And then Kettlesteam looks at all of you. "Oh, you'll go and help her, won't you? You have to go there to find your things anyway. You would help her, wouldn't you?"
Yes.
Sounds scary, but yeah. Yeah, I think I would.
Like we were saying, we don't, we help our friends, right? I think someone was saying that. Was that Vish?
I
were you
was.
saying that?
Our
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
We help our friends. The ones that are nice to us. And
Well, I've
kind.
got some being nice to do there, mister.
Right.
But yeah,
But,
I'll help you.
he's
Kettlesteam
been being nice
just-
since we stopped him from being mean.
He's just looking down at the ground. He starts kicking around the dirt. "I'm sorry, Vish. I've been a real jerk to you."
You bring that.
He's
Yes,
mouthing the word asshole in case you
I've
couldn't see
been a
that.
bit of a rear end of yes. An orifice for waste I've been. Yes. I am sorry. Will you accept my apology?
Is it sincere?
Yes.
Seemed like it, didn't it?
You're not gonna
Yeah.
make things sad anymore?
Certainly not. I will leave. I will leave the carnival. I will leave it alone and let you take care of this.
After
Go and
we
help
give,
my master.
Yep, after we
Wait,
give the
wait,
voice
wait.
back to
You
Kid.
leave?
Wait. You've got what it takes to make it sad. You could help make it happy. We got work to do.
I can't go to Prismier.
No, but you can make the carnival happy before we leave for Prismier.
He grabs like the little doll, and he holds it up. And he kind of looks at you all. You see him like point a finger at it.
I look right to Shimoke. Has no idea what he means. I look right to Shimoke. What is he doing?
I feel like I'm taking it two ways. One way that we can make people as happy is by giving the voice back, or rather, he can give the voice back. And two, maybe he's also wondering how to make people happy without a voice.
Well, he still has a voice, so maybe he could.
Would you like me to give his voice back?
I think
think-
that would be one thing that could help. And then there would be other ways you could help.
I don't know if you've ever been around kids, but they love to like copy stuff. And I think hearing you mimic would drive them wild.
Right.
Like in a
Because
good way.
cock is cheap.
That's a good idea.
He holds up the little straw doll and he casts a firebolt and it burns up. And then he looks at you. Talk is cheap.
Let's do it.
And then he like leaves the big top and you can see he goes like directly to like a crowd of kids and he says, "Hey kids, have you seen my tools?" And they're
I'm
like,
happy to
"What?"
see you, kids. Hello, how are you?
I'm
Yes.
happy to see you, kids. Hello, how are you?
Yes.
Why are you
no,
copying me?
Maybe.
He just keeps like mimicking like Vish. Vish like supercharges Kettle Steam with like a backlog of like yes, no, maybe. Tell me more.
Remember to be happy.
Remember to be happy. So he destroys the doll and runs over there. You can see that yes, this does seem to bring about a bit more cheer to the carnival. The kids are laughing and not quite so sour-faced as they were before.
We're doing it.
And does
Doing it.
Candlefoot
Whoa.
get his
Careful.
candle? It's Candlefoot, right?
Candlefoot.
Does Candlefoot get his voice back then from that burning of the doll?
That's a reason. I mean, that's a reasonable theory. Last time you would have seen Candlefoot would have been at the Hall of Illusions. Seemed like where he worked.
Okay, maybe that we head back there and check on him.
Okay, we should do that.
All right.
Because we had to spread a little more cheer, and then we can go back to Mr. Light and get more information. Or find the Fey Realm.
Perfect.
So, again, I'll use Joe's token here to situate you back to the Hall of Illusion. And so you make your way back over there. I don't know if you remember this. There was sort of this like glass case that was out front. And hey, Bomberman, thank you for the subscription. We appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us here tonight. Yeah, so you pass by, you can see that there's like this cabinet, this kind of glass cabinet that has this like raven-haired woman who's definitely wearing like wizard robes and such, is like a little mannequin inside. The top of the cabinet reads Tasha the Wizard, known for her hideous laughter. And then, adjacent to that is this large tent that's painted with just all of the colors and the swirls and such of the top of the tent it moves almost like an illusory kind of pattern on it. And there's little like fairies kind of chasing after fireflies and such, and just different imagery like that. And you see the clown in the muted garb. He's like, this very young faced looking human man, but he's just like his face is sort of almost a little pale with a little bit of a green tint. His hat, his clothes, his tights, they all just kind of muted, like almost he's like monocolor. And he's looking very ho-hum, bored, and standing at the entrance to the Hall of Illusions.
Lim will kind of run up to him and give him a little poke in the side, be like, say something. I think you can. Give it a try.
What? What? I can talk again. Oh! Thank the gods. Thank you. Are you responsible for giving me my voice back?
Mostly the people behind me, but I was with them, so like by proxy, yeah.
You're all responsible. Delightful. They've kind of been having to communicate with like weird gestures and facial expressions and such. I remember you.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing much better. It
That's
took you a
great.
long time to figure out what I was trying to tell you.
I'm sorry. So you
couldn't
weren't a
have been
chicken.
more clear.
No, you listen. You're going like this. You're going like that. You're pointing.
Well, how else do you say Kenku?
Yeah,
It's all in the past. You're a good sport. So, got my voice. This opens up a lot of opportunities for me, but must go and see my beloved. For one,
that's a good idea.
I miss her, and I love her, and her song will make all of this go away. This icky green.
She misses you.
She said that.
Yeah. She got a big ol' smile. What she thought of you. Oh yeah.
She misses her little candlefoot. Yes. Wonderful. I'll go pay her a visit. And, yeah. Well, you want? I don't know how I can never repay you. Would you like to step into the Hall of Illusions for free?
I have a question.
Okay.
Do you know? Sorry. You know that lady who ran in here earlier who was looking a little sad? They were near the laughter box.
Oh
And-
yes, little halfling guy, a little halfling lady.
Yeah.
Look, I can commiserate with that young chap. He got down on one knee and she started laughing. Just
Yeah.
laughing. That's what happened to me, and I lost my voice.
Yeah.
Couldn't get the job done. Yeah, he ran in there. He ran into the Hall of Illusions.
Have they come out?
I had not seen him come out. The little lady, she laughed herself into a tizzy, and apparently she didn't have a ticket. I said no ticket, no entry. Sorry, no exceptions. I didn't say it, but I emoted
yeah.
this sentiment.
That's right. Is she still out here? Because I remember we mentioned.
Oh no,
And
I
that-
think she's probably loading up on cotton candy or something as we speak.
Well, if the guy's still in there, that could be a good way to raise up the chair in here.
I don't know. The little fellow, he must still be in there. He got lost. To be honest, I don't go in there. Don't like it.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
Why?
Because I don't like the sight of myself like this.
Oh, I see.
Arlo, you ever been in one of these? Oh.
Bad timing, guys.
Maple, what do you think about all this?
You have a laugh box, and she's like looking over at the. That sounds amazing. How's it work?
Just get close. Go see Tasha.
I look over at. I keep messing up your character's name, Kim. I'm sorry.
Shion.
Shion. I look over at Shion again because I like you're my wisdom. Like is
Sure.
that can. Okay, I float over the laugh box. Am I laughing yet?
You can make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, is this what I wanted?
All right. So you can feel like the impulse to laugh is there.
Oh, I don't fight it. I'll let it.
It's something that you could control, but you don't fight it, and so yeah, you
I let it
start kind of you cease flying for a bit. You kind of fall down to the ground and are just rolling around on the ground in laughter.
Okay.
And this goes on for about a minute or so, and then it subsides, and you can regain control of yourself once again.
It's great. What were we talking about?
The whole time, this is just staring.
Do you feel better now that you've laughed yourself silly?
Yeah, I do.
Good. Good.
So is there someone trapped in this illusion thing?
Yeah. Someone who is very sad, who I think would be, because from the sounds of it, from what Mr. Light told us, it needs to be happy in here for us to get to the place we need to go. So I know for a fact that they're a source that could probably help us. So maybe if we go, I could explain the situation. I think me and someone else saw it. I forget who.
Pretty sure Maple wasn't there for that, so.
I don't think it was Arlo. It might have been Shion.
But yeah,
Might have been Shion.
let's help them. And
Yeah. Ticket! And she's gonna hold out the ticket.
Well, he's like, oh, no ticket necessary. Please just go right in. In fact, can I trust you all to kind of hold down the fort here? I gotta go.
Oh yeah,
Go make some apologies and smooth things
you want
over
me to
with my
run
little
the
mermaid.
illusions?
You
That
can
would be
have-
great, and we will be fine.
Awesome. I will catch you all later. Thank you so much.
Have fun.
Good luck.
And he goes, kind of skips along, and he's down and out of sight pretty quickly. So all 5 of you are planning to head into the Hall of Illusions.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
All right. So as you make your way in, there are tall mirrors that line the interior walls of the tent. They're kind of arranged in such a way that it's sort of a funnel in terms of there's one pathway that you're taking through this thing, right? Like it's on the rails. But as you're looking in, and it's dark in here a little bit, and so you're like, is this part of like what creates the illusions? Like, is this magic, or are the effects in here just like a trick of lighting or whatnot? But there are like kind of like hanging from the ceiling of or the top of the tent, hanging down, are kind of like little chandeliers of candles and such. And as you're like kind of passing by, you know, a lot of these early mirrors are just distortions. Some that make you look real tall, things that make you look abnormally short, wide, thin, you know, just contours in the shape of the glass. But as you keep moving in, the images take on kind of a different type of disturbing quality. As you start to look at yourself in some of these mirrors, and you see yourself starting to, every single mirror that you pass by, you're noticing like maybe a few wrinkles in places, or some gray hair and such, and maybe a little bit more of a hunch to your posture. And it kind of seems like you're progressively getting older the further in you go.
Alex, do I feel any different, or do I just look different?
Just in the mirror, like your reflection in the mirror looks different.
Okay, then in this case, Maple's into it.
You're looking at one another like in real life, and you look normal.
Okay.
I'd like to go ahead and cast Detect Magic just to see if there's a magical aura in here.
Yeah. So you like instant cast it, or you do like ritual casting it?
I'll just insta-cast it.
Instant cast it. Okay. Yeah. You pick up on. 1 second, because I gotta look up what school this might be.
Sure.
I don't know that it's actually illusion.
I was about to say I'm defaulting illusion. No.
Is it illusion in the Hall of Illusion?
There's a bit
the
of
illusion.
transmutation. There's a bit of illusion. And then something.
Ruh-roh.
something maybe more powerful. I would say maybe conjuration, like a strong presence of conjuration magic.
There's a lot of magic in here, and not just mine. Something's being conjured. There's a bunch of illusions. There's a bunch of stuff happening in here that's certainly not normal.
Is it dangerous?
I don't think the first part of it is, but I'm a little concerned about the conjuration. That means that they're bringing something, or something's coming.
That
That
does sound
concerns
kinda
me a little
weird.
bit. Well, knowing that something's coming or something's being conjured, I will certainly be more alert and watching everything.
So continuing on then.
Yep.
At some point, your images in the mirrors reverse, and you get to like peak age where you're like, you know, whatever the eldest you could imagine your particular race being. It starts to like walk its way back, and pretty soon you're starting to look at yourselves in the mirrors as children, holding those objects that you had, or like children if you were children when you lost your thing, we'll say. Otherwise, it just like kind of walks you back to the youth 8 years prior, young, when you had your things.
And we could see the objects.
And you can see the objects in the mirror.
Liam, come here.
Wow, I've not seen that in so long.
See?
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
What do you see in my...
I see a set of tools with
Yes?
ribbons that are pink and purple, and there's a. You're right. It does kind of look like a zebra, but it's because of the grain. I see. Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, like I would be confused between a gnome with a beard and a dwarf for that one. Yeah, I can see the comparison.
And what do you think about that one?
It's really colorful, and it kind of like it's got kind of like this butterfly insect thing going on. Like why are they so colorful and cool looking?
The rainbow moth.
Rainbow moth. I like
I
it.
forgot how.
Check
pretty
this
it
out.
was.
And she's gonna point to hers, and it's got like this really like unsettling doll that's like totally made of hair. Like even like the clothes, they're like in some like it's clearly like some regional style. She doesn't know what it is, but it's like even that is kind of like woven from hair, and she's gonna be like, "That's what I'm missing."
Is she taller in the...
You were taller at the
Yeah.
time? Yeah. And
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's how I normally look. But
and Maple, you're kind of reminiscing about
It looks like a nautilus. It spirals out, and it's got some parts that are glimmering a little bit as if there's a magic in it, but she's never knew if it was magical or not, and she's just, oh.
so you
I
take
place my hand on the glass, like as to almost touch the ring.
it feels like glass, and your reflection like reaches out to like it mimics your movement and everything. It's just that it looks younger. If it was holding the object in its right hand, it just like passes it off real quick to its alternate hand and like mimics you otherwise.
I pretend to toss it up and down to see if the mirror does.
It'll mimic that.
I kind of think a moment about all of the things we lost, and I kind of stop and just kind of stare and look at Arlo for his reaction.
I'm just staring and got a little bunny tear running down my bunny face.
I think she'd come over and kind of give you a slight hug.
I grab the other side, but I leave one arm in my mirror so that it doesn't go in. What are we gonna do?
Maybe this is a crossing.
I walk into the mirror.
Your detect magic, Shion,
Yes.
is the conjuration that you're detecting is not
Yes.
coming from these mirrors. This is still like kind of illusion feeling here, but there's
Okay.
like that feeling of the conjuration has been growing stronger the further in you've been walking.
Okay.
And Maple, yeah, you try to go into the mirror, you just bonk your head.
Get me going for a second.
Yeah.
Guys, this is all an illusion, and it's beautiful, and we like to see it, but we need to keep moving. There's still something else to see.
Okay, Shion.
Yeah, I'm worried about the guy who ran in here. Not just because, that sucks, but also, I mean, he's been in here a long time. Like, throughout the Big Top event, like, I'm kind of worried about him.
Yeah, and that feeling I was having is getting stronger now, too. Something is definitely coming.
Okay, me. See me later. You're welcome.
You continue on. Eventually, your reflections start to get like normal again. But there is another mirror that you see. It's sort of more, the framing on it is very ornate. It's held by kind of a stand that's made of silver, I would say. Looks special, definitely looks special. And that's where your conjuration spell is kind of drawing you towards. It's an oval-like mirror. It stands 8 feet tall.
Okay, so emanating from the mirror or emanating around the mirror?
I would say the glass
Okay.
is lit up, or it kind of shows as an aura to your eyes.
Okay.
And you can see right in front of the mirror there's an object that's like in the dirt. The tent was just placed up over the earth. And so there's like a little object that's not detecting as magic, but you see a little metal object there.
I have a
reach down
question,
and
Alex.
Sure.
The mirrors were funneling us. Have we come to an end? Is this mirror at the end of a wall, or is it just more of the funnel?
It's like you get the sense that maybe it's like in the middle. You don't see the exit quite yet. But this
we
this
can
mirror
pass
is,
this spot and can keep going.
you can keep going. Yeah.
I was wondering if this was like some kind of a blockage. Okay, thank you.
No, yeah, this is like you get the sense that this is maybe like a corner, like you've looped around, and like this is like a prominent feature at a bend that maybe is like some kind of feature or something, and then like maybe the next set of mirrors does a different illusion or a different trick where it's going to like, I don't know, make you all look like you're different animals or something. I don't know.
Yep, that answers my question. Thank you.
I do reach down and pick up the metal object.
And it's a ring.
Does it look like mine?
It's not yours. I think yours is probably a little bit more maybe valuable or such.
Ornate.
Yeah,
Okay.
ornate. It's a gold band, and it's got a diamond in it. A small, kind of modest diamond.
Do I
Oh.
recognize this?
Were you the one that saw the? Yeah, you would recognize it. You can picture like the halfling man like holding it.
Mm-hmm. Shaun, were you with me when that happened, or was that someone else?
It was Maple.
It was Maple?
I was not with you.
Oh, okay, it was probably Maple then.
When what happened exactly?
Were you there when the oh my god.
When you went for that little dreamscape conversation?
I think the two. No, when you came by the Hall of Illusions,
Mhm.
it must have been the two of you because Maple went back
Was it?
to see you.
That's right.
Yeah,
So it
by
makes
the
sense that the two
Tasha's
of you-
hideous laughter machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious
Okay.
if anyone else recognized it because I know I wasn't alone. But okay, so the guy was here.
So maybe he went through the mirror
Or just
the
dropped
mirror.
his ring.
and just dropped his ring.
Maybe. Lim's gonna take a closer look at the mirror, kind of just check it out.
As you're looking into the mirror, you look up at the mirror and there's something staring back at you.
What?
Oh.
Looks like kind of like a little child with a pig mask on, wearing kind of commoner clothes and holding a lollipop. And it looks like maybe like a little girl, maybe like 7, 8 years old.
Okay.
And she's just like staring kind of out.
I'm gonna like kind of do the test move like one way and see if like she tracks like the other way.
Yeah, she's kind of like looking at you.
Do the
Nope.
do the rest of you see this?
See what? Oh, do we see?
Yeah, you see her. She's seeing you.
You try to pull her through.
You're trying to touch the mirror and like now you just hit glass.
Nope.
Yeah,
I'm,
you can't touch me.
I'm gonna reach down for the ring.
She just like makes little noises at you as you reach down.
Ha! And she's gonna like show her own like teeth like
Oink oink! I'm a pig.
bark bark, I'm a dog.
Your bark's not very good.
No, it's not. It's a work in progress. Thank you.
Do you know Granny?
Granny Smith?
Granny!
Who's Granny?
My granny!
Can't say I do. I'm looking at her clothes to see if it's like similar to the doll or like the hag from my past.
There's something familiar about it. Yeah. It maybe looks a little similar to like a doll that you've seen before, or like there's just like something familiar about her, but you're not really quite sure what.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Oh, you're missing your dolly. Hair doll."
Yeah. Do you know where my hair doll is?
Maybe, not telling you. And then she like runs off and like she's like not in the mirror anymore.
What's your name? Oh, that was unsettling, but also intriguing.
As you turn to look at the rest of the party, you see that Mabel is hiding behind Sean.
I'm like trying to look
okay.
around the mirror.
What
Can you see?
was that?
Did it say you had the thing?
She knows about my doll.
Oh. She's gonna go up to him and start knocking on the dum 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 dum.
And it sounds like you'd expect, but you just are looking at your own reflection now. It had sort of like almost like a I don't know, like looking at a horror movie, like just like a black void was behind this little kid, and like you felt cold while it was staring out at you, but now that it's gone, like everything's like kind of returned back to normal.
That was odd.
I guess while I'm right in front of the mirror, I'm gonna reach down and try to grab the ring.
Yeah, and you pick it up and
Here you go.
have it,
Oh, thank you.
but
Okay, job done. Where's that person we're looking for? I start going down the funnel. What? Hello?
I follow.
Get away.
No hesitation.
Nope, done with this.
so
I'll finish looking at the mirror real quick. I'll just check the sides and back to see if we missed anything.
sure. You're checking out the mirror itself.
Yes.
Okay. Um, there, the face of the mirror is very well polished. Like you don't see any smudges or prints, other than maybe like a few that were just recently placed there by Vish. The back of it, you inspect it pretty thoroughly, and you find no evidence of any kind of like hidden doors or anything like that. And with your detect magic up, as you're doing this investigation, you're pretty certain that the framing and such, there's nothing remarkable about it. It's something about the glass itself that has got that heavy conjuration feel.
Okay, I'm gonna think on that as we continue on. We might have to break that, but I'll think on that as we walk.
And I don't know. Give me an investigation check.
All right. Oops, sorry. Investigation. Okay.
As you're kind of walking away, like you check out the mirror itself like pretty thoroughly, and then you look down at the ground, like where the ring was, and you see like the dirt in here is pretty dry and dusty.
Okay.
And you see like little footprints there, and the toes are pointing towards the glass.
Okay, I go back around to the front then and try to put my hand through.
Hey, 1 second. Thanks to the Raiders coming over from Indigo Chameleon. Thanks for stopping by. We're in we're playing the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. We're in the Hall of Illusions, and they found an interesting mirror, and Shion is kind of checking it out and looking at it for, I don't know. It's leaking. It's emanating this conjuration aura about it. She's got a detect magic spell up. Try as you might to try to figure out anything unique about this mirror, the longer you spend here, and I'm gonna guess that you've probably spent at least probably 15-20 minutes kind of checking it out because you're really doing a deep dive on it.
Yes.
You're thinking that if this is a portal or a window to somewhere else, there's something that prevents you from just walking through it. There's got to be some kind of command word, or maybe it only activates for certain people.
Who has the ring currently? Can I try that, please?
Yeah, and assuming we're not too far away, she would just hand it to Shion.
Okay, you hand it to Shion.
I do put the ring on
Okay, you put it on.
and try again to walk through the mirror, at least put my hand through.
You try to, and you run into the glass again. It doesn't give you access.
Okay.
But the mirror starts to get kind of dark again. And it brings you back to kind of that spooky feel. And then suddenly, right in front of you is that halfling. And he's like pounding on the glass and he's just like yelling, but there's no sound. You can't hear his screams or his shouts. And he is like frantically like pounding on the glass. And then you just see that little girl like shows up right next to him and like grabs his hand and like pulls him away as he's like "Ow!" Like he's like doing his best to kind of like stay in frame, but he gets kind of like pulled and he like actually falls down face forward and he's like clawing at the earth as that little girl like has him by the ankle and is just like yanks him out of frame.
Yeah, okay, that's definitely a pathway to something, but I'm not quite sure how to get in yet. Let's continue along and see if maybe we'll get some more clues along the way.
Was that the guy?
Yeah, that was
was
the
him.
guy.
That was him. Yeah, I think we need to be quick with this one.
He doesn't look very happy.
No. Maybe this is something we should talk to Light about, or someone who like knows this.
Well,
'Cause
let's
I don't-
continue. Yeah, but let's continue to the end and see if we find out anything else along the way.
Okay.
You continue on. It's maybe like another 10 minutes to get through the. Nothing in the Hall of Illusions from this point on is going to like register as like spectacular. Like there's some little tricks of the eye kind of things that happen, where like it looks like you're flip flopped with the different people and whatever. But you're bored of all of these parlor tricks, and you get out to the other side and are able to you're outside now. You exit out of the tent, kind of on the opposite side of where you came in, and so you're out in the open air, and you have a chance to kind of regroup here and collect your thoughts of what you just saw.
Yeah, I still think we should talk to someone who might know about this mirror. Either maybe Candlefoot, if he set it up, or maybe someone set it up, like who set up the tent, or maybe Light, because we seem to have a somewhat decent rapport with him, and probably would get more answers than Mr. Witch.
I think before we go to Witch or Light, we should check with Candlefoot, especially since he's been the one outside of it. He should have a pretty good idea of what's going on inside of it.
Now, just remember, he said that he doesn't go in there because he doesn't like looking at himself in the mirrors.
Right, but that's not to say that someone has run out of it screaming and told him something about a mirror and
Okay,
he just
sure.
checked that.
Sure.
So we'll
Or
see
maybe
if
he
he's
said
heard
it-
of it before.
Yeah, or maybe he helped like to put up the tent, or like set the things in there,
Yes.
possibly.
All right. So heading back to Silver Song Lake.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So you make your way back over to where the swan gondolas are, and you can see in the middle of the lake, Palasha is in her bowl, and Candlefoot is there as well, and she is like, her torso is up and out of the bowl, kind of like when she was talking to you all, but she's like leaning over, and he's like on his tippy toes, and they're kind of having a little bit of a makeout sesh a bit. It's a little too much PDA, but they haven't been together for a bit, and so that's what you see. That's what what's up with them as you're coming in.
Well, this is awkward.
I don't know. You sure you want to talk to him?
I do, but let's let them have a moment.
But for how long?
I think they've been having a moment. Maybe we should either not interrupt at all or interrupt immediately.
Yeah.
There are people on the swan gondolas that are like going around the little island, and they're just like all kind of like looking, because you can't like not look. It's too distracting.
I'm going for it. All right, here I go. And she's
Good
gonna.
luck.
All right, she's gonna kind of trot out, cup her hands over her mouth, and just kind of shout, "Candlefoot!" Just shout out for Candlefoot.
And you can see he's like in mid makeout, and his eyes like look over at you.
Hey,
Help me,
remember all
time,
the
get back
cheering
here!
up that we did?
Her eyes are closed, so she can't see that he's like looking out at you and continuing.
Well, fine. She's just gonna turn around. She's like, "It didn't work."
Maybe give him a little bit more time.
I don't think he's gonna be giving us any time.
But one thing you can see though, he's not like all green anymore. Like his clothes have like different colors. His skin is an actual like fleshy pigment rather than that kind of jaundice green that he had going on.
Oh, okay.
Oh yay, he's happy.
Yeah,
Hey.
so there's a little bit of happiness and cheer that you have gained from this. Actually, 2 steps for this.
Ooh.
Yes.
Woohoo.
And so things are actually above where they initially started for you now.
We're doing it.
We gotta go talk to Mr. Light and tell him how much work we put in and see if he'll help us figure out what's going on with that mirror.
Uh-huh.
That's really the only other person I can think of who would have any idea what's going on with that mirror in there, right? So we definitely can't trust Thaco.
Nope.
Maybe
Hey,
we
what
could
about
throw.
Burley?
What if we threw Thaco through the mirror?
We offer a trade.
Give us the halfling for this large clown. Sad clown. Okay, yeah, to the big top then?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
All right. So you head back to the big top. And I'm going to say that like 2 hours have passed since the beginning of our session. So it's like currently like hour 6 since you've been here. You've been here 6 hours. You make your way back to the big top, and things are very much like kind of the finishing touches on getting set up in the big top for the big event. The final event of the night are kind of underway. There's lots of ribbons and decorations hanging from the rafters of the tent. The bleachers, the seating is all up and ready. And yeah, Mr. Light is there. He seems to be less in an anxious mood or anxious energy, and more like he's like starting to kind of calm himself down a bit. And he sees you all. He says, "Oh, hello, friends. Whatever you are doing, it is working splendid. I am feeling calm. I am feeling good. I have been talking lots of the children. They're not so ornery and driving their parents stark mad with their complaining and whining. They're enjoying the tastes of candied apples and cotton candy. People are singing songs, and we're getting there. Thank you so much for your efforts. I heard that you restored Candlefoot's a voice, and from what I hear, I don't know how that is influencing people's experience here at the festival. Some people are enjoying what they're seeing out there on the island.
Yeah.
Others are not.
Yeah.
It's a mixed bag, that part.
It's
but
a show attraction.
it's yes. We're going to have to have a different conversation at some point with those two. But
Yeah. We need a new HR department, I think.
yes.
Well, I think it's sweet.
Yeah. But we
Yeah.
had a question, and maybe Shion could probably ask this better, but so I'll let you actually.
Okay. So we decided to visit the Hall of Illusions, which is actually kind of a neat place.
Isn't it?
But I have some questions about that. Seems that we hit a mirror that seems to trap people. Do you know anything about that?
No. It doesn't trap people. No. Okay, you found the way to Prismier. Go, cool, lucky you.
And
Yeah, okay, that's what I was wondering. So how do we use it?
cause someone from here
Is in
is
there.
on the other, being
Oh,
pulled by a green. Sorry, not
Okay,
green.
it kind of traps people, I guess. It's a one-way mirror. It's a one-way door.
Okay, yeah, because a halfling who was trying to propose is now on the other side being dragged away by a blue child with a pig mask.
Oh dear.
Yes.
They're not supposed to take people. They're only supposed to take things.
Well, what?
So are you thinking
Okay.
that? Wait a second. Okay, so can we explore that for a minute?
Definitely.
Oh my goodness. You know so much about certain things, but so little about other things.
I feel like listen.
Proceed.
Right. I definitely feel like it's the balance is more like we've been doing some stuff. It's time for you to kind of even it out a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So start with. So it's one way, so we can't get the halfling back.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
not with that attitude.
I can help you get there. I can
Yeah.
help you to get to the other side. You'll have to find your own way back.
And so then they're not supposed to take people, only things.
I was really hoping you weren't going to dwell on that thing I just
Yes,
said.
that I would really like.
I said too much.
You have to do it and be happy at the same time.
I will.
Please explain.
With
that,
reservations, tell you these things. I will be happy, but telling you what I've had to do is not going to make me happy. This carnival, my associate and I, we're not always the owners of it, you see. We used to own a different carnival. Very different carnival. It wasn't so cheery all the time. It had a different vibe, a different reason. More of an allure, a mystery to it. Sort of a forlorn quality to it. But then this opportunity came along and we traded places with the owner of that other carnival. Something somewhat facilitated by Zybilna, who your feathered friend made it a point to tell you about, I believe. The deal is that we loved this carnival. We loved it so much. Our former carnival was associated and attuned to the Shadowfell, which is sort of a drain on emotion and energy, whereas this one, attuned to the Feywild, gave us delight and happiness that as we'd never experienced before. We never wanted to go back to that. Part of the deal was that we would own each other's carnivals until they meet once again. At which point we would return back to our previous station as owner of our original carnival. We've done a good job, my brother and I, or my associate and I, of steering clear of that other carnival, that Shadefell carnival. But since I don't know exactly what is happening in Prismier, but the three hags that make up the Hourglass Coven, they made us enter into a pact that we would allow them free reign to take whatever they like that passes through this carnival, or they would orchestrate for us to meet with that other carnival once again. That is what I refer to when I say they're only supposed to take things.
I have a follow-up question. If they request a thing from someone, say possibly a ring, and they deny that thing, does that open the door for them to take the person, or?
No, there are many rules within Prismier. This is not among them. As it seems that you are about to head to Prismier yourself, you should know what these three rules are. 1. The world of Prismier is ruled by the rule of hospitality. When a friend, an enemy, anyone, a stranger enters your home, you are to treat them with graciousness. You shall be accommodating until they prove by either their words or actions that they are unworthy of your hospitality. This is rule number 1. Rule number 2 sort of borders on maybe what you ask, Lynn. The rule of ownership. You must not steal from a friend, an enemy, or a stranger. To take something that does not belong to you without the rightful owner's permission is a crime and an unforgivable breach of etiquette. something that the hags themselves have twisted by forcing us to enter into this deal, this arrangement. They have perverted the nature of this rule. And thirdly, the rule of reciprocity. When a friend, an enemy, or a stranger offers you a gift, you are obliged to accept it and offer something of comparable value in return. Such reciprocity need not happen immediately. It could be a favor, it could be something that is called in later. So know this if you are accepting gifts while you're in Prismier.
So, with this whole thing with hospitality, and if we're given a gift, is it possible to decline the gift, or is that seen as a breach of the first rule in some way?
Well, of course, all social rules are not black and white or 100%. You may offend the giver of the gift, but if you do not accept, you are not beholden to the rule of reciprocity.
Okay.
If you are to recover your lost things, you will certainly run afoul of the Hourglass Coven. For my part, and for Mr. Witch's part, I dearly appreciate that you don't bring up the fact that I shared anything about any of this messy business with you.
Well, my lips are sealed.
We are not friends with the hags. We would not mourn their loss. In fact, you would be doing us a service if you were to get rid of them. We miss the days when Zybilnia was in control, and we had a little bit more graciousness and predictability from the scion of Prismier.
Okay. Well, how do we get through the mirror again?
I think I know. We got to dial this place up to 11, guys. It needs to get happy around here.
That would be good. We have but 2 hours left. Shall we?
Is
Make
that
me-
really the way that we get through it?
Well, it is a key component. It is not all of it. You'll still need my assistance to get through. But
Okay.
every little bit that you can give us, more energy to help us open up the gate, cannot hurt. So I would
Alright.
ask you to take these last 2 hours to do all that you can, and come back here at the hour, the 8th, at 8 bells, and we shall commemorate this night with the crowning of the Witchlight monarch, and we shall see if we can get you to pass through to Prismier, so that you may find your missing things. So,
Yeah.
not a moment to lose.
So I met this dwarf by the mines, and I promised that we'd stop by. Maybe we could cheer him up. That's all I got.
Yeah, my lead turned out to be kidnapped, so let's go.
Could certainly try.
I agree. Let's do it.
All
Keeping a
right.
promise. Yay!
So you make your way down to the mystery mine, where Maple had been briefly earlier, and you can see that it is sort of an amusement park, there's like this railroad mine cart kind of thing, and it's just like kind of overloaded with carts. There doesn't seem to be a lot of action here. You can almost hear some kind of howls and screams coming from this big kind of like dragon-like mouth that seems to serve as like an exit. But the entranceway is off to kind of the eastern side, where you can see what looks like almost like a mine entrance. And there's a dwarf there dressed like a wizard, and he's shouting, "Unlock the mysteries of your mind in the mystery mine!" And he's got big bushy eyebrows, wears a pointy hat. He's holding a large clockwork contraption that's shaped like a giant eye. "One ticket to ride!"
I've got a ticket to ride.
Well, step
I
right
also
up.
have a ticket.
And he's like punching your tickets. You'll be shocked and awed, and you will face many mysteries in the mystery mine.
Isn't
yes.
he the best?
He looks really tired.
Maple misses that completely.
You're doing
She's
a
been waiting to do this all
fabulous
day.
job, sir.
Well, thank you. Make sure you buckle up for safety. It's important. One of the mysteries shouldn't be a brain injury or a broken limb. Keep your arms inside the cart at all
What?
times.
Wait, what?
Right there.
It's going to be a bumpy ride, but it'll be worth it, because you will see the secrets of the multiverse, and I don't know. What do you want to see?
We're just gonna see the ride. That's
The
cool.
ride, yes, it's for the thrill of the ride. Okay, are you all buckled in now?
I'm
Yes.
buckled.
Okay? I'll give it a little push, and he kind of gives it a little half-hearted push, and the cart's kind of like slowly kind of roll, and you're like moving towards the mouth, and you like just get through like the threshold of the mine when all of a sudden like it dips down and and like you're on this ride that's like you're zooming through like pitch black darkness, and as you're riding, you plunge into what sort of looks like a library, and you're just, like zipping through this library, and all of the books in here are weird though. Like the bindings on them, there's bindings on both sides of the paper, and there doesn't seem to be any way of opening them up, and you start to see like just kind of like phantom images of that swan from earlier, like kind of all around you in kind of a kaleidoscope pattern. And it's asking questions that are like what is existence? How do I know that I'm here? What is the meaning of all of this?
42.
And it's just like a whirlwind cacophony of questions that kind of seemingly are those deep philosophical questions that don't maybe have like true meaning. And this bothers one of you more than the rest. So Shion, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay.
You got this.
You got it, yeah.
Yeah, that's on par. That's-
I'll use my reroll. How about that?
Yes, you can use your reroll. Yep.
That's
Okay. So all of these questions that have no real answer are kind of digging at like a core thing of yours, but you kind of like blot it out as, maybe there's somebody following you around and like creating these illusions. Like why would they have like brought up this swan kind of thing? And so you manage to like kind of shrug that off a bit. But then like it keeps plunging, it keeps rolling, and you take a sharp turn, and pretty soon you're all noticing that you're the only ones in your respective minecart. And it's pitch black, and it's just like nothingness all around you. And it's silent. Like you can't even hear like you breathing.
Hello? Are you still there?
And none of you hear Vish speaking. In your Vish, for you, it's just like an echo that comes back at you.
I frantically start feeling around for everybody.
And they're not there.
It's not okay.
So at this
Nope.
point, you all will make a wisdom saving throw. Maple, this digs at you. You're gonna make it at disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Yeah. This is Maple's terrifying right now.
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Oh, I'm gonna use my reroll.
Okay.
Use a reroll as well.
I couldn't ask for better than that anyways. I'm gonna let that I'll take the 12 and see what happens. I rolled double 12, so
Okay.
Reroll. Okay.
I rolled
14.
garbage, but did we still have our reroll from last week?
Yeah, if you had one from last week, you still have it.
so
Oh, well then, yes, I will.
Oh.
Not any better.
So maybe, Shion, it might be the lingering fact that you just like got over your own fear of that there are no true answers to anything, and
Yep.
then this hits you and you're alone, and so
Yep.
like the existential like dread of not having answers to things, and then like you're literally alone. Just
Not happy.
Like-
Not thinking straight for sure.
you're feeling like you had like just like caffeine overdose, and like you're getting like the shakes a bit. So you have a level of exhaustion from this.
Oh, okay.
And so it keeps going. Like there's some kind of like kind of hilly, it's going up and down. It's giving you that lighthearted, that thrill a little bit. It's making it maybe a little bit more fun after like kind of these weird images. And then suddenly, the minecart like falls off its tracks, and you just are like free falling down until splash, you're in water. And you're like swimming, and you're trying to swim up, but you can't really like get to the top part of the water, and you just feel yourself like kind of sinking, and it's uncomfortable, and you're feeling almost like you're suffocating, you're drowning. So you can all make a wisdom saving throw here. In Arlo, I think this was yours, that you'll be rolling at disadvantage.
What a weird sensation. I've never felt this before.
I think I'm gonna use a reroll this time.
I'll use my reroll from this week as
There
well.
it is.
Even though
Alright,
it's a
I've got-
disadvantage roll.
I've got one left.
11.
Okay. 11 won't quite do it, so Arlo, you'll gain a level of exhaustion. Shion, what did you have?
I rolled a 2, I think.
Okay, so you'll gain a second level of exhaustion.
Alright.
And then suddenly you're all being pulled up. Like you get to like for Shion and Arlo, it gets to the point where it feels like you've been down there for like 5 minutes, and like you're expecting yourself to like just kind of pass out and die. But suddenly like your arms kind of jerk up, and your legs kind of are being pulled, almost like they're on strings, and you get pulled up, and suddenly you're being pulled up, and you're back in the mine carts, but like you're not in control of yourself, and you just can kind of feel yourself kind of moving about almost like mechanically, like you're a marionette, and this bothers Lynn.
I'm super terrified about this too.
So what is the first it's just ability checks that are disadvantage at level 1 of exhaustion,
Yeah.
right?
The first one's
And what's
disadvantage on
second?
ability checks. The second is speed
Speed?
halved. Third
Okay.
is the one you're worried about, where your saving throws are
Where you're seven. Okay.
disadvantaged. Yeah.
So so Shion, it might dig at you, but this isn't your core fear.
Right.
So we'll see what the dice say about how this works out for you. But Lim, you'll
Alright.
be rolling at disadvantage
Uh-huh.
on this particular one.
Oh,
Oh, so am I making that too then, Alex?
Yeah, make that wisdom saving throw. You're looking for a
Everybody
12.
makes- Everybody
Yeah.
makes that one? Okay.
Everyone does. Yep.
Yeah. I was trying to be quiet. Like, okay.
So 14 minus 1, so 13, that's better.
Yep. 13 gets you there. So you're okay on this one.
I think I'm the only one who did fail it.
Okay, so then you get a level of exhaustion.
Okay.
I'm not sure what Vicious Fear is. I don't have it written down.
I would just say maybe just the fear that she's never going to be remembered for anything. She's never going to live up to what she once was supposed to be.
Okay. So as the minecart is like continuing forward now, you all see, like, just imagine like what it's kind of like stopped like the really dramatic like ups and downs and such. It feels like it's probably getting to the point where it's about to end, but there's still like some of this illusory stuff that is happening to both your right and your left as you're looking out. And so I'm gonna have each of you describe what this is, but the scene that you're looking out at is like whatever is the thing that you're like most proud of, the thing that you'd want recognition for. You're watching as all the other party members are getting like recognition for that. So like, let's say it's you were really well known for being the best orator, and there was like an award in your high school that you were getting, like the speech award. You would be like watching everyone else getting like the gold, the silver, the bronze for that thing, and then you're left out. So we could kind of go around and figure out what would that thing be that you'd want recognition for, that would really hurt to not be recognized for. And so I think we'll just gonna start randomly here. We'll start with Joe, with Arlo.
So Arlo is seeing everybody else get like recognized for being like super fabulous parents and things like Parent of the Year awards or something stupid like that, and it makes him sad
And you're stuck
because
like
he was a really good dad.
you're stuck with Thaco in your illusion. Like Thaco's hanging out with you, and he's like,
Thaco.
"Yeah, screw these parents, right?" And you have no choice. Like it feels like you're forced to be like friends with Thaco.
Oh, Thaco. Yeah.
So go ahead and make your wisdom saving throw.
Row.
Merp. So
All
that's
right.
two.
So that'll
Second
be
level
yes,
of
that'll be the
exhaustion.
second one then. We'll go next to Maple.
Maple prides herself. She enjoys the fact that she allows her emotions to get a little boiled up, and then she goes and lives life to the fullest. She loves being a part of the what's going on, whether it's on stage or at the front of the battle. So she would start to see everybody else move forward in a courageous way, while she felt she needed to back off, like she felt afraid to contribute or participate. That's what would bother her.
Okay. And then you can go ahead and make your wisdom saving throw.
And I have that last reroll, and I'm going to use it. Come on, Maple. Yes.
Okay, you make it. We'll go next to Shion.
Alright, so it's something that you're proud of, but everybody else, or something that you're proud of, but everybody else gets, but you don't?
Like something that it would hurt you really bad to not get recognized for.
Oh, okay. Well, that's easy then. Graduating mage school. That was a super important accomplishment for me, especially after my mentor taught me what he did.
Yeah, so you're seeing like even the non-spellcasters are like getting acknowledged at like your graduation ceremony or whatever from the wizard school.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you can make your wisdom saving throw.
Alright.
All right, so you make it.
14. Yep.
We'll go next to Lim.
Okay. Probably for Lim, one of like something that she enjoys, like, kind of doing is like kind of giving, stuff to like local kids or like orphanages, or like she likes to donate stuff, which is why she like looked pretty ragged. She just like gives stuff away, and so someone else kind of taking that credit, be like, oh no, like clearly they don't have anything, they can't give anything. It would be me who's like the person who's like doing all these things. She'd be a bit kind of flustered about that. So let's see, wisdom. Oh no.
Oh.
I don't remember if I have another one because it's written at home. So I'm gonna just leave it. I'm just gonna leave it as
Okay.
is.
So level of exhaustion. Are you at 2 then?
Yeah.
Okay, you're at 2. And then finally Vish. This was your fear.
Vish would see everyone there, but instead of an award or whatnot, it would be her grandpa hugging everyone else, telling how proud he is of them for all that they've done and all that they've accomplished.
And Thaco is there and he gets a hug and you don't.
And even Thaco is there. Yeah, definitely.
Like Thaco just shows up in all of yours and like gets some kind of award or recognition. All right, so this one was yours, so you have disadvantage on this one.
Okay. $11.
And that'll be a level of exhaustion then. So I don't think... Did anybody get away with not having any? Maple, you did?
Yep.
All right.
I like to think at the end when Thaco tried to make her feel bad, she just like punched him one and Bridge shook it off. So yeah, Maple made it through without a level of exhaustion.
Sounds good. So I don't know how much this boon is going to be helpful to you at this point, at this stage in the game, but if you do this early enough, it helps out big time. But any character who succeeds at all of the saving throws, you get advantage on all the charisma-based ability checks made at the carnival.
Oh,
Okay.
dang.
All ability.
Yeah.
Okay, so as long as we're still in the carnival, wow, that's
Charisma-based ability checks.
that includes intimidation. So yay. But, yeah, that's cool. Okay, it's a nice little mechanic. I think
All right,
she was really looking forward to doing the mines, so she was worked up, and like when it got close, she was like, "It's just a ride. It's just a ride."
So your carts like make it outside at this point. You see the light of day at the end of the tunnel, and you all look frazzled, except for Maple. Like Maple is still happy-go-lucky and whatnot, but the rest of you just look
Coolest
like
ride ever.
Was the what is he, a gnome or what was he?
yeah.
Is he still there?
Yeah, the dwarf.
The dwarf. Yeah.
Yep. He comes over and he starts to like unbuckle you, and he's like, "Did you enjoy the mysteries of the mystery mine?"
What was that crap?
What?
That was horrible.
Lim like flops out of the cart, it's just like sprawled across the the loading spot.
Well, it took a lot out of you, did it?
Maple flies up a couple feet and goes to fist bump the dwarf. That was great.
Really? Gives you a little fist bump. All right. Well, I'm glad you had a good time. Well, I'm gonna pack things up here a little bit. It's just about time. What's wrong?
Just good.
What happened to you all?
My feelings are
Just a
hurt.
couple of bunny hills in there. No offense.
Punched Thaco like 6 times. It was awesome.
I'm hurt emotionally.
Thaco's in there?
I mean, I was guessing it wasn't real. She starts to float down like an inch or two, starting to realize that maybe it was.
He just looks like
Little
super
terrifying.
confused. Like he's like, what the hell happened to these guys?
What was supposed to see in there?
I mean, it's just some cardboard cutouts and some little hills and.
You've got some really intense cardboard.
Thank you.
There's no water in there.
Well, no. You're looking for the Silver Song Lakes over on the other side. And he pointed.
Oh, I'm not.
No
I won't
one.
go there.
That's a different show. There's a mermaid mime thing going on there. You don't want to see that.
Well, he's like, well, maybe you need a little recharge. You know, I think the coronation is about to happen, and you can kind of see like there's like a kind of a flood of people are kind of pushing their way towards the middle of the carnival, and he says, well, you know, why don't you go and see the show? That'll lift your spirits up. Should be some fireworks happen. It's gonna be a great time. Great time. Thanks for checking out the Mystery Mine.
Mystery Mines.
Thank
Is there
you.
any merchandise?
Thank you.
Merchandise.
Is there like a T-shirt?
That's a good idea.
I survived.
I'll talk to Mr. Witch about that.
I survived the mystery mine.
Mystery Mine. Oh,
Place
that's
is
great.
great.
I'll take a
I saw my
pen.
dead grandpa at
You
the
need a
mystery
quill.
mine.
Mystery Mine quill. Yeah, so like it does feel like it's about time for the big top that last event to be happening. You don't know how long you're in the Mystery Mine. It feels like hours have passed, but yeah. Any last things that you want to do before you head that way?
Kind of shook a little.
Yeah.
Unnerving.
Sleep for days.
Yeah.
Please.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
So then you make your way back to the big top. You know, one way or another, whether you really want to see this event or not, that's kind of your destination because you got this agreement with Mr. Light. He's going to show you the way to Prismier if you meet up with him there. So spectators are taking their seats as you come in. Presumably you all still have room on your ticket for another punch. I think you get eight punches, but I think you're all
Sure.
fine there because you didn't really play any of the carnival games and such. So you're waved in and you're able to take your seats. You see Durlagon, the Displacer Beast, is over with Mr. Witch, who has sort of a sort of seems like a prop wagon that's sort of circling around in the center, and Durlagon is kind of like pulling it. And you can see Mr. Witch. He's waving at people, and he's got his scepter in hand, and he's saying, "Welcome, welcome! The crowning of the Witchlight monarch is begin just shortly. Welcome! Hope you've enjoyed yourself here tonight at the Witchlight Carnival." You can see Thaco is kind of trailing behind the wagon a bit. He's not doing any kind of performances or anything, but he's doing kind of like the bouncer kind of thing, where he's just like looking out into the crowd, like, you know, they had that situation with Kettle Steam earlier, so there's like there can be no false moves here. Like this is it. Like this thing has to draw in a bunch of good cheer, and so he's keeping an eye out, and you can see him once in a while, like he'll walk up like near a kid and almost like backhand him, and the kid will flinch. He's like, "Yeah," and the parents like give him kind of a mean look, and he's like, "What? Why are you going to?" The kid's an animal. And yeah, there's some light songs and things like that that are happening, but then you see that another wagon brings back out the big bowl of water that contained Palasha the mermaid, and she begins singing a very joyful song, even more beautiful than previously. And you see that Candlefoot is there. He's doing some cartwheels and some acrobatics and such, and they sing a little duet, and people are clapping and applauding. They're enjoying that quite a bit. And as Palasha's song concludes, Mr. Light, he's handed a box by like Thaco goes into the back of the wagon and pulls out this like ornate golden box that's just like decorated with all sorts of glitter and garland and ribbons, and he gives the box to Mr. Light, who says, "So, everyone, this is it. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. We will crown tonight's Witchlight monarch, the individual who contributed the most cheer to our carnival and allowed us to have this splendid evening together. Who will it be? Who will it be?" And he like waves his like scepter around a little bit. That scepter that he told you can detect good cheer. And as he waves it at each and every one of you, he passes it around, and
I hope it's Maple.
he starts to. You can see it like kind of drift towards Maple a little bit, and then he starts to drift it towards Lim a little bit, and then back towards Maple, and then he says, "It's one of these two. It's one of these two. Who will it be? Who will it be?" And then he points it at Lim, and he says, "Tell me, what is the thing that you did here tonight that contributed the most cheer, the most happiness?"
I told Candlefoot that Palasha loves him.
"Oh, romance, ladies and gentlemen, romance! Yes, clap, 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 clap." He says that. He says clap, and people are clapping, and he says, "Oh." But then it goes over to Maple. You. What was the thing that you did that contributed the most cheer, the most happiness here tonight?"
I pushed a swan.
Romance, ladies and gentlemen! And he goes and he grabs that box and he like opens it up, and there's like this like really gaudy looking crown that has, you know, it's bright and vibrant. It's pink and yellow. It's got like little like dragonflies and butterflies that are kind of made of like gemstone and such that are just like decorating it, and in all of its gaudiness, it is quite remarkable, I guess, to look at. And he removes this crown and he places it on your head, and he does sort of like the knighting kind of ceremony a little bit, where he puts, you know, the scepter on your right shoulder, onto your left shoulder, and onto your right again, and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, your Witchlight monarch for this evening, give Limgreen a astounding round of applause, and follow us as we parade around the carnival grounds one last time and watch the fireworks show that I know Burley has set up for you." And you can see this big caravan, you file out, in this like kind of processional line like goes out, and you do see like these magnificent fireworks are lighting up the skyline, and you get the sense that everyone does feel quite merry and full of joy as they start to exit the grounds here this evening. That bumps it up 3 points. I think you got, yeah. That brings you up to maximum happiness.
Maximum happiness! Max happiness.
And now we have a gift for the mirror.
You might be somewhat disappointed because at the end of all of this, as people are leaving and filing out, you just see Mr. Light kind of looks over at Thaco, and he says, he kind of like claps his hands, and you see the crown like disappear, and it like reappears in the box, and Thaco like puts the lid back on the box and puts it in the wagon.
Man,
It was on loan. It was the crown on loan.
can I let Maple wear it for like a second? You made happiness happen too.
Aww.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
He
That's
takes
really
the
nice of
lid
you,
off.
Jacko.
He hit. I'm not so bad.
Thank you, Lim.
Of course.
Okay.
We'll
it's been a
share
second.
it.
Hand it back over.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Puts the lid back on. Sorry. And Mr. Light is that was wonderful. That was splendid. Again, you pushed the goose. What was that? It's like, is this a Waterdeep humor thing? I don't understand.
No, really. I was over in the pond and it was asking a lot of questions and then wanted to go faster. So I went and pushed one of the goose gondola things and he was really happy.
I misunderstood. I thought you were like knocking goose down or like dunking them.
No, it was just I'm not very good.
Jag
at
off.
words.
No, he zoomed a goose.
I zoomed and it doesn't. That sounds like I don't know. That sounds dirty.
Well, sometimes the gondolas get a little dirty. They probably could use for a dunk and.
I survived the
little
mystery
wash.
mines.
Did you? Is that
Yeah, that place is awesome. Sorry.
I
it's
guess
the
that's
lowest
one word
rated
for it.
attraction? I was thinking about cutting it. It sounds like it's a real snoozer.
No,
I think
way.
you should. It's kind of scary.
It's definitely.
I mean there should be a warning sign. People should
Yeah.
sign a disclaimer, maybe. But
Yeah,
Sure.
there's pretty terrifying. All things
It was
considered.
it was really nice when I saw my dead grandpa hug everyone but me.
Huh?
I punched Thaco like 6 times.
He's
I'm gonna
right
have to
there.
have a talk with this wizard.
Yeah,
What is he
he's right there.
doing?
It was great.
It was unnerving.
Thaco's like, yeah. What are you gonna
Punching
do when
you-
you don't have Thaco to punch in the face anymore, huh?
Exactly. You're a lot more fun to punch than you look. And she winks.
So, Mr. Light is just like, okay, all right. So, you're sure about this? You're sure about going to Prismier? There's no turning back for you?
That's where
We
my,
must
Yeah.
retrieve our things
where my pendant is.
Very
and
well.
stuff and things.
It's important.
He
Plus, you
leads
know-
you.
Hags.
Got
Sorry.
thanks. He leads you to the Hall of Illusion and brings you. I'm gonna bring this image up for you all, even though Mr. Light is or Mr. Witch isn't there, just Mr. Light. But he begins to wave about that scepter, and you can see in the reflections of the other mirrors that are around, Mr. Light looks a little bit different. Right now he's painted up. He's got the white paint, the red, the kind of flamboyant outfit, this jester-like outfit. But in the reflections that are all around, you just see a very forlorn, sad-looking Shatterkai child, an elf from the Shadowfell. Very dull, kind of gray skin. Wearing finery that kind of suggests that he's maybe of a privileged background. Just like really well tailored kind of clothing and cute little hat. But sad expression on his face. And all the mirrors kind of show that reflection of him. But he pays no mind to that. He's whipping his scepter around and creating this like aura, this energy from the mirror, and it's got this azure blue kind of swirl that kind of opens up and hums a little bit. And he looks at you one last time and he says, "Everything that you seek, your lost things, they lie beyond this mirror. But as I said, if you mean to step through, you're going to have to find your own way back. This is a one-way portal to Prismier."
We'll figure it out.
All right. Then if you mean to step through, repeat this rhyme. Hither, thither, there, here and there, wander yonder, show me where.
Hither, hither, there, and there. Wander something, show me where.
Hither, thither, cylinder, wander, sonder, there, and little where.
Pither pither through the
You can
mirror.
try. He says,
Something
one more
wonder
time.
where.
One more time.
One more time.
One more time from the top. Hither, thither, here and there. Wander yonder, show me where.
That's what I said.
Hither,
Pither
thither,
pither, here and
there.
there.
Over yonder, where's there?
Wander yonder.
Hunger
show
there.
me where.
Where there?
Is
Wander
it
yonder, show us
hither?
where.
My teeth.
You rehearse it for like 10 minutes. He's like, okay, in unison now. And he's like conducting you a little bit.
Hither, here and there, wander yonder, show me where.
Yep.
Hither, here and there, wander yonder, show me
Show
where.
me where.
And then as you step through the portal, you find that you are on the other side. And there's just like a little bit more of his like kind of murmuring that you hear as you pass through. It's hard to say if it's actually Mr. Light that's talking to you or some other phantom voice, but you just hear him say, "Mind the rule of 3, future, present, past."
I stepped through first.
Wait, the rule of 3 wasn't future, present, past. What? That wasn't the same rule.
I wrote them down. I do have them written down.
I did too.
Okay.
And as you step out onto the other side, you are looking on an entirely different world. You're standing upon what almost feels like a stone highway. Like, you know, in like Fallout 3 or any of the Fallout games, there's always like the broken down highways that are like raised up, you know, tens of feet up in the air, and that they're all dilapidated and broken. It's like kind of like the fantasy version of that. It's like this like raised up stone highway that's just this causeway that's just broken and debris, and you're looking out into a swampland that I don't know, sort of has a forlorn kind of quality to it, but you can see some different landmarks out in the distance. You see what maybe looks like a wizard's tower. You see something that sort of looks almost like kind of like raised up wooden platforms that rise up above the swamp that maybe kind of create kind of like almost like a maze of sorts of just wooden platforms that are interconnecting. And then you see maybe what looks like some kind of like a village or a community, little boats, little huts, and things like that. And so, just you as we're ending the session, you're kind of taking in all of that, this new world. There's kind of this like kind of swamp-like quality to it that's croaking and breathing, and yeah. So that is where we're going to end here tonight, as you just reached the first of the domains of Prismier, Hither.
Excellent.
Hither. Oh. Okay.
Oh.
The rhyme is
The rhymes are
names of the
locations in
willows.
Prismier. Got it.
Yes.
Ah.
So what was it? It was hither, pither,
Hither, thither, here and there.
tither,
Wander yonder, show me where.
here and there. Wander yonder, show me where.
So, I guess as we're closing things out, just want to say thanks to anyone who is hanging out with us here tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks, players, for. I know it's kind of weird having half the group in physical presence with one another, and then the other half virtually. But
I'd like
glad-
to take a second to really thank the people that gave the rerolls, because I loved Maple making it through the mystery mine without really enjoying it, and that wouldn't have happened without the real reloads. So I really enjoyed that part of the game, and I want to thank the people that gave the rerolls for that. Thank you very much.
And everyone else, I think, is at. Are you all at 2 levels of exhaustion as you enter Hither?
I'm at,
Yes.
I'm at 2.
Ooh, that
Oh,
is
Vish is that one? Okay. So we'll have to remember that, because that could come into play a little bit here until you get to a true resting point. But
Row. That's not good.
Trudging through the swamp.
So thanks everyone. I think we're closing things out here. We still, even though a lot of us are going to be at GameholeCon, I believe we still got actually quite a few things happening on stream yet this week. So tomorrow night, Dave is going to be running Dragonlance homebrew. He's running Dragonlance Rise of the Magistrate. Thursday night, Joe T will be on. He started Little Nightmares 2 for Tragic Sides last week, so I think he's continuing that. I'm going to wrap that up. And that's probably it. That's probably all you'll see of us until starting next week. So, yeah, thanks everyone. We're going to throw a raid out to, I see Drake Takes is streaming, so we'll raid them. So thanks everyone. We'll see you next time.
Thanks again.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we are off.